Hey y'all. I wonder if y'all can hear me. Ooh, feeling. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hey y'all, welcome to date night. We are, hey, I am so excited. I'm so excited. And let me just say this. I hope can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Hey y'all, can y'all hear me? If y'all can hear me, put your name in the chat box. I know the music is loud. Give us a few minutes. Hey. Ooh. Yes. Yes, Jasmine. Hey y'all. Hey Turk. Listen, y'all. So welcome to Date Night with Tiffany. Tiffany's Tales special edition tonight. And we about to get into it tonight. So I definitely want you to let me know in the comment section where you're tuning in from. Um, I'm so excited to kind of just share with y'all. And let me just say this. Let me just say this. Hey, whenever somebody pulls out the two fingers like this, you know it's about to be some mess. So, but let me just say this. I'm so sorry. On the graphic, it said 8 Central and 7 Eastern. It should have said 8 Central and 9 Eastern. I'm so sorry. Listen, this is what happens when you don't have a team. So, listen, I'm going to manifest my team so that while I'm doing everything else, I don't have to worry about that, right? So, anyway, I'm so excited. Hey, Ty. I'm so excited that y'all are tuning in tonight. I just really um wanted to come and just kind of share with y'all tonight. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. And as we're kicking off the new year, I've been thinking, I've been growing. And I just, I'm the type of person that really wants to share. Like if I learn something new, if I experience something new, I really just want to share. So definitely make sure that you are sharing this to your page and letting others know that we are on. So sorry about the little mix-up with the time, but all is well, no worries. Not stressing about it at all one bit. Um, but this is something that has really been on my heart to do for a long time. And so last year we launched Dating with Tiffany as a means to just have to just have time and space for women to really process through their experiences in dating. I wanted to create a space for women to be able to number one, heal, number two, be honest, and then number three, kind of chart the course for what dating looks like for you, for me. You know what I'm saying? And so I am super, super, super excited. I think that it's been so many voices that's been telling women how we should date, when we should date, what we should do when we're dating. It's a lot. It's a lot of men that are really speaking into the lives, into the hearts of women in regards to dating. And not that, how can I put this? And be politically correct. Not that it's a bad thing, but if you just take a moment to look at the male voice pertaining to women. Even early on, it was one of limit, it was one of control. And so I wanted to create a space for you all to be able to just figure it out on your own without the influence of another, to be able to really look within yourself and identify the things that you need to remove, to grow, to heal from, and establish a new perspective, a new way of living, a new way of dating, a new way of loving, in which you are the sole narrative, which you have complete control and autonomy over all of that. And so I definitely wanted to entitle this Tiffany's Tales, because I do not know if y'all have heard, I don't know if y'all have heard Jasmine Sullivan's Hotels. Listen, that entire album is everything to me. Of course, you have different people that have different perspectives. Let me know in the chat. Have y'all heard Jasmine Sullivan's Hotels, the album? Have y'all heard it? What y'all think? One, type a one, or use, if you're on your phone, use the fire emoji if you think it's fire. If you think it's trash, use the trash can emoji in the comment section, or type two. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about Hotels? Y'all think it was everything, or do y'all think it was trash? Taisha said yes. I love it. Okay. Ty, it's so crazy. Oh yeah, thumbs up all day. Thumbs up all day. Like, it's I love this album for so many reasons. And I'm not going to stay too long here, but one thing that I'll say about it is that it is to me, it is liberating for women. And the liberation is that it allows us to take our power back. It allows us to not wallow in decisions that maybe others have deemed as whole behavior, whatever that means. I don't even want to get into that, whatever that means. But it allows us to feel, to love, to make mistakes, to enjoy ourselves. It allows us to be real, to be open about all the different stages and seasons in which we are in, when we are in love, when we're dating and things like that. And so anyway, y'all, I absolutely positively love the album. And so that's why, of course, we kicked it off with Pick Up Your Feelings. So tonight, y'all, tonight, I don't know why I just got so hyped. Hey, I'm excited to share with y'all. It's been, first of all, let me say this. Thank you for allowing me to come into your home, to your cars, wherever y'all are at, or whatever y'all doing. I had a rough week. I ain't gonna hold y'all up. I had a rough week, but I was super excited to just get on and kind of share with y'all. And so, um, number one, tonight, we're going to be talking about Love Jones. So anyway, literally shout out to my nail tech. We were having a conversation, a dating conversation. So I was kind of just telling her about, like, my past relationships. We're kind of talking through different things, and she was like, "Oh my God, like, you should, like, share this. You should share whatever." So I was like, "You know what? Maybe I should." And so I kind of already knew that I wanted to be a little bit more transparent about my experiences, because I believe through my experiences, you can learn and grow from, just as I have. And so, as we were sitting there doing my nails and stuff like that, we went through a few different of my past relationships, and um, we started giving each relationship, each male, like, a name, right? And so, for tonight, the gentleman, the gentleman that I'll be talking about tonight, we'll just call him Love Jones. I mean, I would call him Darius, because Darius is the character in Love Jones, but I just like Love Jones better. So we'll call him Love Jones. And so tonight we're going to kind of unpack that. But before I begin, for those of you that are watching right now, let me know. Tell me right now. Tell me if you had to describe your last relationship, your last situationship, your last entanglement, whatever you want to call it, if you had to describe it by a movie title or an actor or something, or a sitcom, what would it be? Drop it in the comment section. If you had to drive, if you had to describe, excuse me, not drive, but if you had to describe your last relationship, the last person that your last partner, what would it be? What would they be? Who would they be? What movie would it be? Oh my God, this is funny. Ty says, Ty says, low down, dirty shame. That is so funny, Ty. Oh my goodness. Ty, why do you say low down dirty shame? Like, now I want more details. You don't have to tell all your business, but I want a little bit more details on that one. Low down dirty shame is hilarious. Is hilarious. Uh, Ivory says, liar, liar. Oh, Jesus, y'all. Y'all are cracking me up. Liar, liar. Listen, it's like that sometimes. It is like that. You know what I'm saying? Ty says she's just keeping it real. As you should. As you should. She said because guys lie and can't be honest in the moment. And so that's why you called him a low down dirty shame. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Oh, this is gonna be good tonight, y'all. This is gonna be good. Okay. So Love Jones for sure is by far one of my favorites, my all-time favorite movies. It is to me a classic. I legit was watching it earlier today. Like I love Jones. I could watch it over and over. I can watch it. I mean, I watch it all the time. Like, I mean, it is one of my absolute favorites. And so, but when I was thinking about this this guy that I was dating, in a relationship, situationship together, I mean, it's just a whole bunch. Uh, it is very, very similar to Love Jones. And so, Love Jones, first of all, I love the entire storyline. I love the poetic nature, the poetic moments in Love Jones because I am such a romantic. And so when I was thinking about this guy and I was thinking about Darius, they have a lot of similarities. And when I was thinking about Nina, who is also one of the characters, the main characters in the show, in the movie. I was like, man, that's I kind of could relate to some of her characteristics as well. And so, um, the thing is this, y'all, is that in relationships, in love, and I've said this before, and I'm gonna repeat it. I'm gonna say it until I can't say it anymore. Is that in dating, in relationships, it is one of the largest mirrors that you could ever see. And let me just be very, very clear. Not that the other person's behavior is a mirror to your behavior, but there are things that happen in that relationship that expose things about yourself that you would not have been able to see had you not been in that relationship, right? And so it is like a magnifying glass. It illuminates, right? And so um in these situations, once you get past the hurt and once you get past whatever happened between you and that person, there should always be a time of reflection, right? And so for me, that normally happens very quickly. It's when I begin to kind of reflect. And as I was reflecting, as I was talking to my nail tech, all these different things, I knew that I needed to kind of share with y'all my Mr. Love Jones. So here we have Mr. Love Jones, Darius. Darius was a writer in the movie, right? And so he was kind of, on his artistic vibe, doing his own thing, right? But the thing that I really liked about Darius that's very similar to my Mr. Love Jones is that Darius, it was so much more than meets the eye to him. He had layers of depth that you wouldn't know only by his career path. And so, um This is funny. And so, and the other thing about Darius is that my Mr. Love Jones, aka Darius in the movie, is that he was very persistent. If you can recall, in the beginning of the movie starts off with Nina and her girl. Nina is packing up her stuff because her fiance ghosted her, right? And so she was packing up, and they were loading up the truck. And one of the things I want to say is this, is that as she was loading up the truck, she was bringing her final things to the truck. Her girl was sitting there waiting on her, and her girl was asking her about, well, when are you going to give back, old boy's ring? And she was like, if I could find him, I would give it back to him, right? And so Nina was just, she was just, getting finished with a very, very serious relationship. And she began to talk about, and she said, she was like, I need to keep this as a reminder. And her girl was like, as a reminder for what? And she was like, as a reminder to never make the same mistake twice. And she was like, what's the mistake? And she was like, falling in love. She was like, falling in love is played out like an 8-track. Listen, y'all, I love this movie, as you can see. But that really kind of made me pause, because love wasn't the mistake. And so sometimes when we are concluding and when we're hurt and when parts of us are bleeding from the relationship, we can misread. We can misread and we can misspeak because that is not it. And the part that I liked about what she said was my very, very first point, is that you need to locate yourself. You need to locate yourself. I don't know where you're at right now. I don't know what's going on right now. She had the right idea when she said, I don't want to make the same mistake twice. But then when she kept going about falling in love again, I don't never want to do that again. We all know that wasn't, the real. That was just her brokenness speaking. But you have to quiet your brokenness and truly locate yourself. And when I say locate yourself, it's like figure out where you really are and why you're there. The only way that we won't make the same mistakes twice is if we really identify where we are. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's okay. I think even her comment about being in love is played out like an 8-track. Even that comment, was kind of off. It was just her brokenness speaking, but it caused her to pause. But in the times of pausing, you have to really pull back all of the stuff and locate yourself. So let me ask y'all this. Where y'all at right now? Are y'all single? Are y'all dating? Are you still hurting? Are you broken? Are you in a relationship? Are you in a situationship? Are you in an entanglement? Put it in the comment section. Where are you right now? What's going on in your world right now? Because that's the first step. The first step is figuring out, okay, what's my status, right? And then after my status, it's how did I get here? You know what I'm saying? And not only how did I get here, but also what do I need to grab in this moment? How do I need to proceed for what's coming next? Angie said she's single and ready. Okay. Listen, boop, already. I'm here for it. Ivory is in a relationship. I am here for this. In a relationship. Okay, okay. Anybody else want to chime in? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Let me chime in. I am single. Single, 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 single. I was in I guess the best explanation for it would be a situationship. Um, that felt like a relationship. Normally situationships don't, let me speak for me. Normally my situationships don't really feel like relationships. This one felt like a relationship, but it was a situationship that I'm no longer in. We're just gonna leave that there. Let's leave it there. Boop. And what I had to do though, y'all, like I had to really be honest with myself. I had to be honest with myself when I was trying to locate, okay, Tiffany, where are you at? Because here is the thing, y'all. Here is the thing. Once I begin to locate myself, I begin to take my eyes off of the other person and really have some time for self evaluation. And here is what I came up with, y'all. And this is just my story. And as I was like reflecting back, I realized a few things. The first thing was is that I was like, I have I have issues with trust. And my question to myself was, it was beyond why was I uneasy with this person? Why didn't I trust him? But it was beyond that for me. I wanted to get to the root. I said, why, Tiffany, in general, why do you have an issue with trust? Where does it stem from? And so when I'm talking about locating yourself, the status is the first thing. But then beyond that, asking yourself the hard questions. Why are you in this space? Are you okay in this space? Is this a healthy space? What about this? Do you want to be better? Do you want to change? Those type of things. I mean, when you're in relationships, when you have interaction with, different things and like different people, you have to be honest. You have to be authentic and you have to be honest about where you really are. And for me, it was I could not fully trust him, which was making me be uneasy, which then caused my behavior to change, which in return, it was like, we got to do something different. This is no longer working for me. And let me just like dig in a little bit deeper before I hit my second point. Is this good, y'all? Let me know in the comments if y'all feeling this conversation. The thing is for me is that when I begin to ask myself, why do I have this issue with trust? I had to take it all the way back to my relationship with my father. And now our relationship is better than what it was. But at the same time, I have to be honest about how the framing or the lack of really caused me to have issues with trusting men. So here is my thing. Initially, I trust you. So I don't come in the door, with all these little issues or baggage about, trust. But the moment that you do something that is similar to what I experienced that has broken my trust in the past, that is the moment that I no longer trust you. And here is the thing. Here is what's wrong about that. What's wrong about that is that is not fair. That's not fair to the other person to have to carry the weight or the burden of what happened between me and my father. And so let me just say this to y'all. Like, I love my father. Will do anything for him. He can call me today. He got it. So it's not about that. It's about the relationship. And then let me also say this. Me and my homegirl Ange, who was on here, she also says this all the time, which I agree. It doesn't matter if your father was absent or present. If you didn't receive what you needed, it's gonna be something. And for me, that's what it was. And so I had to come to the conclusion that it's hard for me to trust men when I felt like early on, when my father wasn't present and he was the one that created me, right? I'm not gonna get all technical, but y'all know what I'm saying. And it was difficult for me to understand how, for me to have the same blood, the same DNA, how he could say that he loved me, but couldn't show up consistently for me. And so then for me to meet a man that, doesn't know me like that, we get to know each other and he falls in love with me and blah, 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 blah. Then something happens and then that causes me to feel unsafe. That shifts my comfort level. Then I'm like, this man can't possibly be telling me the truth. He can't possibly be doing the right thing because my daddy didn't. So why would he? Hey, locate, locate yourself. Identify those root things and deal with them so you can have a more healthier relationship, a more healthier exchange with the person that you are with. And even in the movie, so good. She ended up going to this poetry spot and she met Darius. Nina met Darius, right? And so, I'm sure it was a little spark there because they were flirting. They were flirting at the whole time when she was getting her a drink. She sat down. Darius was a poet, so he got up and did a poem dedicated to her entitled, he kind of switched it up, gangster move, all of that. Then fast forward, a few days later, Darius goes to the record store. Nina walks in. They begin to exchange about, the music. That's what happens in relationships, right? You meet somebody and you have all these different things that connect you, right? And so he was a poet, she was a photographer, so the whole art and culture and Renaissance flow was going on. So it was already a connection there, right? And so, and because Darius had all these different layers, that was intriguing. But Darius went ahead, he shot his shot, and she was like, hey, right now was not a good time. That was an honest assessment of where she was. She had just ended this, relationship where she was engaged to a man that ghosted her, right? So she was like, it's just bad timing. Darius was not going to take no for an answer, just like my Mr. Love Jones. Kind of the same flow. I didn't really tell him. Well, I did kind of tell him, like it was just bad timing. It was just simply the timing was off, and he was persistent, just like Darius was persistent. Darius, listen, he got that woman's address. He showed up to her house. He brought her this album or this record or this CD that she was looking for, and he began to ask her out again. And she like, man, like I told you, like, you're a great person. This is just bad. This is just bad timing. And so y'all listen, y'all. This is for me too, y'all. I'm talking to y'all. This is for me too. Um, when you locate yourself, when you know where you are, it's okay. It's okay to take time. It's okay to take time to process this place, to allow yourself to get the tools that you need so that you aren't bringing the baggage um, that could cripple your relationship, that could cause things to be stagnant. You have to make sure that you are dealing with it. Ivory says, I definitely get this, losing my dad as a teen and not having anyone really to step in to fill the gap. Exactly. Exactly. It is those feelings that are not dealt with will cause you to to then expect everybody around you to fix it. And that's not okay, right? And so I'm saying that's not okay for me. That was not okay, even though there were other things, other factors, and I'm not even sure if we can get through this whole movie today, but other things and like other factors that caused me and Mr. Love Jones to to stop our relationship. It's fresh. Hey, it's fresh, y'all. Um, I had to ask myself, Tiffany, but I know there were things that you wanted him to do, but where are you? Right? And so, number one, locate yourself. After you locate yourself, you have to establish standards for moving forward, right? And so for me, it's number one, being honest with the person that I'm with. Hey, this is an area that I am dealing with, and I'm aware of it. And when things happen, I know how to redirect, right? But you have to be honest, and you have to establish not only that, like for me, I know now in the past, I enjoy. Can I be honest with y'all tonight? Can I be honest? Can I be honest with y'all tonight? If I can be honest, be like, yes, girl, yes. Be honest. Don't hold nothing back. Put it in the comment section. I'm gonna need some water on this one. I had to go grab my water, y'all. Can I be honest tonight? Can I be honest? Let me know. Y'all ain't saying nothing. I guess I can. I'm gonna be honest anyway. Let me get one more sip because it's a lot of transparency going on tonight. Jarita said yes. I said be honest. Yeah, this is my cute little water bottle. I'm not about to go on a tangent about stuff. But it's so cute. It's a black owner. I'll put her information in the chat later. But anyway, so I'm just gonna be honest. Like I really like prior to maybe towards the middle of last year, I was totally okay with situationships. I was okay with not being in a committed relationship because I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I wasn't looking for anything um permanent. I wasn't looking for anything long term, which I also believe um is a part of locating yourself, a part of figuring out what you really want and establishing those standards. And so when me and Mr. Love Jones connected, you know, I didn't really know what to expect, right? I didn't really know what I really wanted at the moment. I just knew that there was connection, there was spark, there was things that we had in common. It was all of these things, and he was attentive and he was persistent, just like Darius. Like I told him a few times, like, no, I'm good. Like you're so kind, you're so sweet, but that's okay. Like I'm not in that space. Like for a long time. I'm not like a couple months. I mean, like for a long time, I was just kind of like, no, no, no. And then one day I was like, hmm, maybe, maybe. And in that moment, it was really like a whirlwind connection, just like in the movie. Just like in the movie. And so in the movie where we have Darius and you have Nina and they went on that date and it was from that moment on, it was a love fest, right? But it was a love fest with no boundaries, expectations, standards, or nothing communicated. So as you go throughout the movie, the love fest turns into a trauma fest. Okay, y'all, because it's like you have these two people with all of these emotions, physically, emotionally, spiritually. You're just connected, right? And you're connected, and it's like, okay, then you're in this space of it's not a relationship, but we're together. And because no one has really defined what that is or how that is, then that's when feelings begin to get hurt, when things aren't communicated, when you don't have standards. And so now for me, it's clear. I've shifted to just wanting situationships or wanting to be with people without title, to now I'm in a space of, okay, the next time, because right now I'm not in the mood. Okay. But the next time in which I decide to engage or encounter with someone, then I have a set of standards. That's my second thing, is that what we can learn from the movie, what we can learn from Nina and from Darius, is that having that much love and intimacy and connection without having standards, set standards and expectations, and really identifying who you are to one another can be dangerous. Can be dangerous. So you have to locate yourself. Number two, you have to establish your standards, establish what you want. Like, so if you want to be in a relationship, point blank period, like, identify what behaviors and what things you are willing to do and you are not willing to do. For me, you have to make sure that that is spoken on the onset. And let me say this, women, when you have a standard and when you have expectations, you can speak it. And you can speak it whether, listen, you're not being thirsty. No, you're not being extra, and you're not being demanding. That's just the price that you have to pay in order to be with me. You understand what I'm saying? And so once you identify what it is that you want, then you have to go deeper into saying, so what does that standard look like for me? What will make me comfortable? What will serve me well? Listen, y'all, do not be in these relationships that are not serving you well. Tank has this song. I can't remember which song it is, but one of the lyrics, he says, "Is he good for your self-esteem?" Y'all don't listen. Is he good for your self-esteem? Does he work for you on all cylinders in the multifacetedness of who you are as a woman? Does he do it for you? And if he does, what are your standards in order for him to have access? I'm just saying, what are your standards in order for him to have access? Come on, y'all. I mean, can we keep it real tonight? Like, for example, if you want a relationship, then you should not be having sex without monogamy, right? But if you want a situationship, then like, the rules don't apply necessarily. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to kind of, backtrack and be like, wait a minute. That's what I did. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm at a place now where I want something more. I want to build. I want to build with someone. I want a partner. So if that's the case, then here are my expectations. Here are my standards. And if you cannot meet that, it's okay. But understand, I I have to walk away, right? And that's how it was. Like, indirectly in the movie with Darius, with Nina, like, they were at odds. Nina ended up going back to Chicago because her ex was like talking in her ear, which is, I'm telling y'all, like, Mr. Love Jones, this could not, like, this is very similar. That didn't happen per se, but an ex did show up on the tip of, I want to get back with you. Let's get back together, in the middle of this situationship. And I was like, That's a no. So for me, it wasn't even, I didn't even have to go back nowhere. It was just like, nah, I'm good. Like, you had your chance. You messed up. I'm done. But hey Carla! Carla! Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I was so right in the middle of my sentence. Carla says, please define situationship. Woo! This is a good one, Carla. So literally, situationships are um I wanted to say the word relationship with this, but that's not, I mean, it is literally a relationship without relationship guidelines or expectations. And so situationships is just a softer term, I guess, if you will, for two people that could be hanging out, dating, involved intimately, um, could be defined as your bae or your boo, but you have not put the title on who and what that other person is to you, right? And so, yeah, basically an undefined relationship, 100%, 100%. And so once you figure out exactly, like I said before, like where you are, once you locate yourself and you set your standards, then you move accordingly. Point blank, period. You had Darius and Nina. Y'all should go after this. Y'all should go and watch Love Jones. It's definitely on Apple TV. It's like $2 to rent or something like that. It's super cheap. But y'all should go and watch Love Jones because it's so many different dynamics in this movie that I'm sure that you'll be able to relate to, period. And for Nina and for Darius, like Nina went to Chicago to see what was up with her ex. And come to find out, it was nothing. And she also went to like, do some job hunting and things like that as well. And she came back, and Darius did not want her to go, but he did not say anything. He did not communicate how he really felt. And that's what happens a lot of times when you have undefined relationships, situationships. The other person, normally you don't want to be that vulnerable for whatever reason. And that's a whole nother like session. You don't want to be vulnerable for that whole other reason because it's like, we haven't really said anything. So should I be the first to say something and all this other stuff? And it's just like, hey, if you are spending time, if there is an exchange, it doesn't matter who goes first, y'all. If you are not getting what you need and receive, you need to raise your hand and be like, hey, what are we doing? What is this? What is this? Number one, what is this? Number two, here's what I want it to be. Number three, can you agree to that? I'm just saying, y'all, because they didn't do that. So by the time that Nina came back to where Darius was on some old other junk. Like he was like dating somebody else. So then Nina sees him dating somebody else. So then now they're in a whole spin of other people now, even though they have love for one another. And so come to find out, as y'all know, long story short, they end up breaking up. I don't know how you can break up in an undefined relationship, but just for lack of better terms, they ended up parting ways, right? And so Nina ends up taking a job in New York, right, or somewhere, and she takes this job, and um, Nina's best friend calls Darius and was like, "Hey, I don't know if Nina told you." And he acting all hardcore, like, yeah, whatever, like get to the point or whatever. And she's like, but she is leaving today. She's, leaving on a train, blah, 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 taking this job. And so he's sitting there contemplating, like, man, what should I do? What should I do? After he contemplates, he ends up going after her. By the time he gets to the train station, she's already boarded. She's in her seat, and the train is moving. And they miss their moment. And of course, she's doing her thing. He's he finished his book, he's doing his thing, and then eventually she comes back and she goes to the poetry spot where they first met, and she recites this poem that is about him. And of course he's in the audience, and then she doesn't see him though, but she recites the poem and then she throws it in the trash like, all right, I'm done. And then of course it's raining outside and they see each other, and they kiss or whatever, and it's just like, you know, she like, what do you want from me? And he's like, I want you basically. And she was like, your timing is always bad. And then the movie is over. So Mr. Love Jones is was all of those things to me. And beyond what he was to me, it has been, I would say, one of the most telling, truth telling relationships that I've had to date, where I could really have an honest assessment about my stuff, my issues, the things that I never really dealt with. And so while it hurts to part from someone that you love, you have to embrace those uncomfortable moments and unpack who you really are and get to the root of what's going on the inside of you. Kid you not, y'all. Kid you not. I'm telling all my business tonight. Kid you not. Literally minutes before, maybe like 30 minutes, 40 minutes before I jumped on. Mr. Love Jones. Mr. Love Jones texted me, and um he texted me, and very sweet, always very sweet, very understanding, just all the things that I love, all the things. And after he texted me, I had a moment and I thought this. I said to myself, wow, it took us parting ways for him to kind of share something with me that I have been waiting for him to share for a minute. And but then I paused and I said to myself, this is a tweetable, quotable, all of that. This is what this is. It is, ladies, it is one thing for a man to vocalize his love for you. It is another thing for him to show up as love for you. Yep. It is one thing for a man to say, I love you, but it is another thing for a man to show up as love for you. Yeah. We are wonderful, beautiful, talented, courageous, brave, fearless, anointed, creative, amazing beings. And we absolutely deserve the very, very best. We should require more. We should require more. We should require more. And your partner should be willing to be the more for you. Period. And here is something I want y'all to type. I want y'all to type in the chat, and I'm gonna take a few questions if I have some, and then I'm gonna close this out. Is that type this in the comment section. I am worthy. I am worthy of all of my heart's desire. Every single thing that my heart's desire, I am worthy of it. Listen, make the space, listen, stretch out. And sometimes the stretching out sometimes looks like uncomfortable moments. Sometimes the stretching requires you to, just think about it. Think about when you stretch. Sometimes, your bones may crack a little bit. It may feel a little stiff. It may feel a little pain, a little uncomfort may be there. But stretch out because you are worthy. You are worthy of every single thing that your heart's desire, including the love that you desire. And the love, listen, your mate shouldn't just vocalize it. Of course we want to hear it, but more than that, I want him to be it. I want him to be love for me as I am love for him, right? And so you are worthy, y'all. You are worthy of it. And don't allow time, don't allow your past, don't allow previous experiences to cause you to to box in or settle for things that is not truly what you want, desire, and deserve. So do y'all have any questions for me before we close out? This has been so good. I've been telling all of my business um tonight. And this what the funny part is that everybody was like, well, which ex she go talk about? But um anyway, Mr. Love Jones. Yeah, it was, it's so much more I could share, but I don't want to keep y'all long tonight. But listen, I want to know, do y'all have any questions for me? What are your thoughts? What are some nuggets? What have you learned tonight? Not just the things I have said, but as I was talking, what things were you speaking to yourself? What light bulbs came on for you? Because here is the thing, y'all, like the more that we're clearer on who we are, on how we process and why we process the way we do, and the more adjustments that we make, the more that we fall in love with ourselves, the easier it's going to be for us to manifest, attract, and pull in every single thing that we truly want and that we truly desire, right? And so comment section, tell me one little nugget, tell me one little thing that you like was like, man, that was for me. Or when you were talking, here's what I was thinking about, or here's something that I wrote down as like something I need to focus on. This is like, listen, y'all, for the next 3 weeks I'm gonna be in the same place, 8 o'clock my time, Central Time. I'm gonna be right here on Facebook Live and or on YouTube, whichever one works for you. I'm on both. And we're going to be talking about relationships, about things that we're learning about ourselves, about the healing process. For me, this is a part of my healing process. This is a part of me sharing, of me serving you all in this capacity. This is who I am. And so as I talk it out with y'all, like we just at the crib sitting around chatting it up, as I talk it out with y'all, it's being worked out in my soul. And as we begin to share as a collective, the same is going to happen for you. And so my prayer is that we will continue to heal, that we will continue to be brave in dating, that we will love without limits and be courageous in our expectations and vocal in our communication to our partners about what we need. And I hope and pray that this was a blessing to y'all. Definitely stay connected with me, y'all. Do not act funny. Definitely stay connected. I hope y'all really, really enjoyed this. This truly has blessed me, blessed my soul, blessed my heart. Thank y'all for joining. You can definitely text me to stay connected. Text me at 269-241-4261. Again, that text number is 269-241-4261. This has been fun, y'all. I hope y'all had a great time. I'm so looking forward. I'm so looking forward to coming back next week. We are going to have this for the next, after this week is 2 more weeks. And we have some other things planned for y'all for the month of February. So stay tuned and stay connected. And definitely text me and let me know. That text comes directly to me. So if you want to text me something else about what's going on with you or whatever, hey, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. I'm here for you. Oh, thank you so much, Ivory. Oh, love you lots. Thank y'all so much for joining. I know it's Friday night. I know y'all, trying to get to it. So, anywho, have a great evening, and I will see y'all next Friday. Toodles. Let's close out with some music though. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. What was I playing? Oh, I was playing Jasmine. Let's uh let's stick with the same song. Uh-oh. Ooh. I love y'all. Have a good night. I will see y'all next week. Be amazing this week. Listen, every single day this week, I want you to wake up and I want you to quote the affirmation that you are worthy of all of your heart desires, that you are worthy of it. And let it settle. Let it settle in your spirit because you are worthy. I love y'all. Enjoy y'all so much. Peace.